Hey, guys. How you doing, Blues? How you doing the day after the night before? Boothie, how you doing, mate? Happy bank holiday, that's for tomorrow. But yeah, dearie me, Pep. Dearie me, Pep. What do you say? I'm not going to do a play ratings today. Today's like, how do I get this on this shirt? Today's I call it the post-mortem. Post-mortem show. Post-mortem today, guys. Yeah, Abdallah. I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Let's show that beautiful bald bonds. Hey, yeah, guys, I'm all right. I had a good enough day today. A bit hectic this morning, evening, Ikram. Excuse me. Bit hectic this morning because I was Faris and Adam. How you doing, guys? Hope you're well. Make sure you hit those likes, guys. I want tons of likes today. Let's get this show on the road. Now, I'll tell you, make sure you're busy, guys. Otherwise, you'll be depressed. And before the game, if you're not busy, you're nervous, panicking. So I had that pet video to do today. So I did that. Had some personal stuff to deal with. I had a massive job, which I thought I didn't have. I had a massive job to do these subtitles. This video I did in French. I had to do subtitles in English. And it's a right palaver. So someone actually did the subtitles for me. And then I had to link it together with my video. It's about 3 hours work for a 5-minute video. I'm not sure it's worth it. Abdel says, I call it counterattacks of Peps. Leaving it for was tactical self-sabotage. It made a big difference for me. Look, and I said this in my video today, guys. I said it, okay? And people accuse others of coming up with, Captain Hindsight. Yeah, everything's easy in hindsight. I said this weeks ago, some of it. I was on the radio. I'm waiting for them to send me the tape of the interview or the digital thing of the interview, yeah? When they send me that, I'll chuck it. Chris, say, is what it is what it is. Yeah, Adam, look, honestly, guys, that video I did today took me over 20 takes to do that video. Over 20 takes. And some of them just because the language was a little bit too fruity. It was a little bit too blue, even for you blue boys. So I had over 20 takes because I just would lose my mind. Lose my mind. Pep Kryptonite counter-attack. Hey, Abdallah, I like that. Chuck that up there from Arman Abdallah. Fans really are miserable and overreacting like we just got relegated. Yeah, absolutely. They're going on for years. Look, here's some of the things I said. Yeah, on the radio interview, I said, they tried to keep me away from football because it was more about other stuff. They wanted it to be light-hearted. So when I got too much into football, they dragged it back and talking about other stuff, which is fine. But I said, in those semi-finals, the team that impressed me the most was Chelsea. Chelsea against Real Madrid, they looked in control, even though, Real Madrid tried a bit. Pretty much apart from that Benzema amazing goal in the first leg, Chelsea looked under control. And Chelsea looked like they could do to City what they did to Real Madrid. We had to change things up. But what, in my opinion, we couldn't do was sacrifice a DM. Now, some of us will turn around and say, well, look, we needed Fernandinho for his defensive masterclass, or, probably most of us wouldn't have wanted Rodri there for his offensive whatever, and it's wall passes and give and go and all that. But he was part, I'm sure, of our 21 game unbeaten winning run. He was a big part of that. So, yeah, so I said that on the radio. I've told you what worried me was when I talked, do you remember when I talked to Rob? I think Rob said, I'm not even going to entertain you. When Rob said he wouldn't play Werner, and I said I would play Werner, not for his goals, because he did what he does. He missed two good opportunities in the first half, in first 10, 20 minutes, whatever, but for his pace. And I think he was better at setting up the goals than scoring them. And I told you I liked Kai Havertz. And which two men did the business? We talked about Mason Mount. Mason Mount Werner goes one way, using pace, drags the defender with him. 3 guys are just left there playing with each other. They might as well have been. Leaving Mason Mount to have a through ball to Kai Havertz where Zinchenko switched off. All chickens come home to roost at once. And I said, all those, I'm going to have a go at those happy clappers. I'm going to have a go at those happy clappers who say things like, oh, look how good Zinchenko is. Look how good he is. I'm not having a bad word said against him. I remember there was a game. Zinchenko come on. He had 4 bad, for me anyway, an error is bad. He had 4 errors in about 5 or 10 minutes. And people said after the game, didn't put a foot wrong. Hang on a minute. What do you mean didn't put a foot wrong? Yeah? Hang on. He did put a foot wrong. He made those bad passes. And people didn't see that because we went on and won the game or whatever. Or he played well later on in the game. But they forgot about all the bad stuff he did. Okay? And I said he's not good enough. I said it. And I've whinged about Walker for the same thing, about switching off. Zinchenko switched off. Bang! Havertz is in. Goal. Look at all those mistakes. Chelsea did what Chelsea wanted. We set up ideally for Chelsea. Chelsea didn't want to press us. They'd struggle against Villa. They'd lost to Leicester, lost to other teams when they were taking it to them. Chelsea want to sit back, bring us on. We pull forward and they hit us on the break with that pace coming from your man Werner on one side. Yeah, Mount conducting the orchestra from midfield and your man Havertz going through. And it worked perfectly, absolutely perfectly, with so many mistakes from City. Okay? I said, Woodford and Dini made the difference. Who knows? I guarantee they would have had fewer opportunities. Okay, they made it more difficult for us to have opportunities, but so be it. A scrappy 1-0 win, I'd take that. And yes, I understand some people are saying Pep is being more offensive. He's being more attack-minded to get over a difficult defensive situation or problems he sees on them coming through. But for me, I wanted that pragmatism. I wanted that man there. Okay, I wanted that man there. So, on all those things I said, not playing a good team against Chelsea, getting knocked out of the FA Cup semi-final, Chelsea winning those 2 games, they're on a roll. They're on a roll. It's much easier to win that 3rd game than for the team that's been vanquished to bounce back. And look, it happened. They won the 3rd game. We did not bounce back. Some people have said we played a DM in those 2 games that we lost against Chelsea, which is true. But the rest of the team was garbage. A lot of that team was garbage. I'm using a little bit of poetic license here, guys. Don't take me literally. Some of it, those players, they could not function without better players around them. I said that at the time. So that was an issue. Losing 3 out of the last 5 games, that was an issue because winning breeds winning. Some people say we were arrogant. I'm not so sure about that. But overconfident, we should be confident. We are a better side than Chelsea. But they did a number on us 3 times this season. Yeah, after we dismantled them at Stamford Bridge in early January. They should not have done what they did to us 3 times. So we chucked that away. Champions League, you're having a laugh. We should have done better. No question about that. Ikram says, still beyond me, how do you sacrifice a DM? I agree. Hi, Kamal, hope you're well. We won't win the Champions League under Pep. That's a big worry as well. Loads of messages coming through. Well, Paris, I need you to do your work, man. Do you think we will continue with the false 9? I hope we mix it, Chris. I want that mix of a false 9. Someone like Kane. Kane can play as a 9 and a false 9. He's the perfect for me. Chat with my United brother-in-law today, and he's not sure he would fit. I said I think he'd fit perfect. Pep should admit his mistakes to his players and apologise to them. Says, wow, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we can see the goalie Fernandinho's on the pitch. Is it, Ikram? I think Fernandinho marshals it better. Can't rely on a false 9 next season. Need more reliability. We want the mix for me. Werner misses a lot of chances, but he's off the ball, runs in the pace. There's such a useful weapon. And I said that Friday night. I said it Friday night. It's his, it's what he brings to you. It's not. Yes, if he was scoring the goals, he'd be brilliant. But it's what else he brings. Werner did well for the goal. He opened a lot of space for Havertz, absolutely. Tuchel and his team saw us coming, Boothie, absolutely. No Man City fan, you cannot be a mod. I'm the guy who makes people the mods. That's it. That's how it works. Faris is here by invitation. We don't need, okay, every time Faris is here, we don't need a second mod. I told you this, guys. I don't need more mods if Faris is here. Yeah, and if Faris isn't here, I zip through quicker. Werner's run meant DS had to follow him, and he opened so much space. Can't remember where Stones was, and Zinchenko should have been goal side of Havertz. Zinchenko should have been switched on. The fact is, Stones, Walker, and somebody else, 3 players did not go to engage with Mount. All of them went backwards, left the space for the pass. Zinchenko was all right, to be honest. He was made to be exposed, but no, he still should be. He shouldn't be. He's a utility man. I agree with it, but no, he wasn't all right because he was on the wrong side of Havertz. Okay, Zinchenko has to be looking to see what's going on. He has to be. Havertz is the man nearest to him. There's no one else in acres near Zinchenko. Havertz is the man. He's his danger. If I'm there, I'm focused on the man who's my danger and where the ball is. Yeah, that's my focus. And when you see Diaz going out wide with Werner, you know you're the only man. You can see Stones. Zinchenko's looking across the line and he's here. He should be able to look across the line and see what's going on with Mason Mount, who's got the ball. And he can see there's no one there. He should have been tracking Havertz closer. Where's the here's the guy who tell you now. Okay, I played a game. Okay, and I had 2 men. One at the far post, or further than the far post, we're on the edge of the box, and one guy near the middle. And somebody was telling me to go and mark the guy at the far post. The winger was I remember he was on their left, okay, our right. He was near the touchline. And I said to the guy who told me, go and mark him, I said, if he can knock it over my head and pinpoint it to that guy from 50 yards away, good luck to him. We're playing, we were playing veterans football, over 45 football. If that guy can ping it 40 or 50 yards, bang on that other guy's head, good luck to him because he's too good for me. The danger is in the middle of the pitch. The danger is near the penalty spot, not the edge of the box. I'm going to stay where the danger is. Zinchenko, he can look. He can see where the danger is. The danger is not behind Zinchenko. There's no one there. The danger is ahead of Zinchenko, looking that way, across the line, and it's Kai Havertz. You've got to be closer to Havertz. You have no choice but to be closer to Havertz, and Zinchenko didn't do that. He switched off. Let's be optimistic next year. City are going to win it next year. City are going to win it. At least Mendy and Silva won the Champions League, says Ikram. Caballero won the Champions League. Hey, Big Willie, Big Willie. Yeah, no one's happy with Rudiger's display. Tuchel was happy when he asked his opinion about City lineup change. I guess he was saying in his mind, I think you Pep made my day. I can't believe players like Abraham won a Champions League before Aguero. Serves us right. It's what we did. 3 defeats against Chelsea. It's too much. We should have beat them. Yep, 3 defeats in 6 weeks. It's terrible, Boothie. And the first 2 we chucked away. We're a better team than Chelsea, but we didn't play like it. Got in Peps said, Kalaspira Alexandros. So disappointed and so annoyed with Pep. Even the second half, he didn't do anything. He should have changed at halftime. I said that in my earlier video. Pep should have changed that at halftime. You know it's not working. Change it. Stop them having those opportunities. And in fact, you could have changed it in the first half. You've got to be bold enough, have the courage to make that call. And Pep positive on and on and on until they inevitably scored. We have a lot of players who lose concentration, like Walker, Cancelo, Rodri, are players who need to improve. Absolutely, Omar Abdurrahman, either improve or get somebody else. Chris, I mean, did Pep not learn from the Prem game and of FA Cup against Chelsea? Well, in those games, Chris, we played with the DM and we got beat. So you could argue he did learn and he played without a DM, but we still got beat. But that's on not. I still agree. Not having a DM and Sterling. Sterling screwed us. Playing Sterling absolutely shot us in the foot because Foden's out of position. Sterling's out of form. Gundogan's out of position. Just those three. Just those three. And we were knackered. Pep Guardiola's quite comfortable with me. I don't think we are winning the Champions League with Pep. 10 years since Pep won the Champions League. Wow. Chelsea reminds me with Liverpool when they beat City in the Champions League and Pep still cannot learn. Chelsea get success and they fail again. Yeah, they fall and they come back quickly. That's what Chelsea do. Arsenal looking at it. Yeah, I talk to Arsenal fans. When Tuchel came in, Arsenal were 9th. Now the Champions League winners. Top 4. And they think Arsenal could have been there. And they're right. Then Jesus did very well. Look, when we changed things around, Faris, we got better. When Jesus was there, when Fernandinho was there, I think we got better. We got caught a few times because we had to take some risks. But I think we were better when we changed it. I like Fernand Walker and Jesus' performances, Faris. Things if we play Sterling instead of an offensive player, then okay, let's see what happens. But he plays Sterling instead of a CDM. Surely must bear in mind their counter-attacks. Absolutely right, Ikram. I don't remember Zinchenko go like that all season. So much space in just one simple through ball. Early in the season, we were weak like that, Ikram. Early in the Leicester and others. But and Spurs. But we were too poor. Foden looked very good when he took KDB's role and did it better. Foden should have been out on the left. No question for me. If you want to play Sterling, you play him on. Here's the thing. We know Sterling can't do it on the left against a fullback, a right back who's got a brain and who's got pace. Sterling can't do it because what does Sterling do? Tap the ball past him and run. He can't do that. Okay? Reece James sorted Sterling out. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing, okay? Sterling would have ripped Ben Chilwell to pieces because Sterling is too fast. Ben Chilwell was tight on Mahrez. Mahrez didn't do the spinning and around, run forward and spin behind and go like Sterling does. Mahrez was getting the ball and bang, Chilwell was up the backside into Mahrez, sometimes giving these little innocuous fouls but knocking him down. Mahrez was brassed off. If Sterling was on that right-hand side, I bet you a pound to a penny, he'd have got past Chilwell time and time again because simply he's too quick for Ben Chilwell. There's the difference. You put Sterling up against James, James is as quick as Sterling. You put Mahrez up against Chilwell, Mahrez is not faster than Chilwell, or it's about the same speed. But put Sterling there, he kills him. And actually, even if you put Mahrez on the other side, Mahrez has got the trickery to get past James on trickery. Sterling hasn't. But for me, Foden plays on the left. He's got enough pace. He's got the trickery to get past James and stay past him with his pace, create opportunities. Didn't do that. For some reason, KDB position when Chelsea should be behind the centre field as a false 9 because it does not work with the Chelsea setup. Walking complete more dribbles than our attacks as far as, hey, Carl, I do mate, feel so embarrassed by the total no-show from City yesterday. I can accept defeat, but the slow, painful death was hard to take. The team bottles it, and the occasion was too big for them. I totally agree. After 16 minutes, I sent out a tweet saying, I've got a feeling, and the feeling wasn't good. That's why I just left it. I've got a feeling. The feeling wasn't good, guys, because I've seen that template. I've seen the way we were playing. We were relying on a moment of magic. We were not controlling that game for me. We just had possession. We were just passing it around. We weren't controlling the game. I knew the game was officially truly over when we had to do it too long. Roller de lap throws from Kyle Walker. It's sad, but that's what it came to. Hey, Luca, how you doing, buddy? Nice to have you on board. I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Since we lost the Champions League final, I'm grand. Say it to win the quadruple next season. Why not, Faris? If you can't break them down, wear them down. Pep must change his approach when facing ultra defensive sides. That's it, 11 behind the ball and wait for counter trouble. What we should have done, Mr. Roll-Up, we should have suffocated them by having that possession. We should have had Fernandinho there. And I said to my brother-in-law, sometimes when City are patient, it can lead to a boring game. And City just bide their time, hold together, hold fire, don't give chances. And sometimes your opponent will make a mistake or one of your players will do a little bit of magic at some point. But giving them the opportunities, you're giving yourself fewer opportunities yourself to make those things happen. So I'm massively disappointed. Massively. We should have played it boring, played it steady, and wait for those opportunities. Look, Sterling had one against Reece James early on. If Sterling controls that ball better, cuts across Reece James, if Reece James touches him, it's a penalty and Reece James gets sent off because it's denying of a goal-scoring opportunity. If Reece James touched him. If Sterling controls it, cuts across, he either shoots, easy to score past the keeper from there because he can shoot round him. And if the goalie starts moving early, he can shoot on the near post. I think it was a great opportunity to score. If he controlled it, cut across James, he didn't. If you can't break them, Pep, I'm sorry, not tactical genius anymore. We did change Mr. Roll up and it didn't work clearly. It's always a competition for Pep. The same as when he was at Bayern. So many things should be examined. Pep fault, yes, but there's still some players, especially in defence, who were poor and play like they're in a Carabao Cup, not qualifying, not a Champions League. Fantasies, Abby. We've been doing the same thing all the time when teams part the bus, and it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. But we didn't do it, Faris. I think we should have done the same thing. Most of the time, it's worked this season. Most of the time, it's worked. Until the last few games when he's been messing about with personnel, it's worked generally for most of the season. It's not in Pep's character and philosophy to adapt in these games and make changes when he's wrong. Our form towards the end of the season hasn't been good. We lost to Chelsea 3 times, Leeds and Brighton. And I was saying that. We lost too many games from being in that Centurion season. We just stepped on the pitch and teams expected us to beat them. Yeah? In the Formidable season, it was the same towards the end. We stepped on the pitch, teams expected to beat us. But once we started wobbling at the end of the season, teams like, hey, we can have a go at these. I think Sterling was better than Mahrez. Actually, you're right, Faris. Mahrez was Bob. But Mahrez has been decent enough this season. So I'll accept that. But he couldn't cope with Chilwell being right on him and sometimes having 2 men on him. He couldn't handle that. We obviously didn't change in the way we needed. Pep said before the match he was going to attack Chelsea, but that plays right into their hands. And I said that before the game. Edison did well to close down the angle of Pulisic, chance 1v1. Also played that brilliant long pass to Sterling early in the game to put him on goal. Good save from Werner as well. Yeah, here's the thing about some people said, oh, Chelsea only had 2 shots on goal. Are you daft, guys? And none of you guys, obviously, because you watch this channel. Are you daft? The people that said Chelsea only had 2 shots on goal. Werner fluffed a shot when he could have scored. He fluffed a very, very good, presentable opportunity. And that doesn't count as a shot on target. As a good chance, it was a great chance. That Pulisic one when he put it wide, it doesn't count as a shot on goal because he put it wide. But if that had been on target, it'd have been a goal because they'd have dinked it over Edison. So it was another great opportunity. So because the forward messes up, people think that's not an opportunity. It was a great opportunity. I agree, Mr. Rolo. Trying to play even more attacking play in Chelsea's hands. Chris says, I know the club scoring against Chelsea with the defence of West Brom 5. They just hang back. They let Chelsea open themselves up the way we opened ourselves up for Chelsea. If Sterling did want to play absolutely hard, should have been on the right, he would have caused Chilwell all sorts of trouble. Absolutely, that's right. Chelsea have to come out to play. Messed up Fordham, messed up everything. Abu says Sterling should go and get some basic lessons. I've said this before. He needs to learn how to do some basic tricks. Cancelo would have probably done better on the wing. I don't know, Haj. Better than Sterling, probably. Better than Mahrez. Yeah, but you don't know that before the game. Pep overthinks again. Hi, Omar. He'll dig it up you well. I'm sure another manager does stupid decisions like this. I could sense we wouldn't score midway through the second half. Ikram, I sensed we were in trouble after 16 minutes. Well, 15 minutes because I have to type the text out. I sensed we were in trouble then. We knew they were going to play 8 defensive back in the midfield and waiting for you to play risky passes so they can catch you on the counter. That's them be boring just like them. Absolutely. Don't give them that and rely on our mercurial forwards to do the business. The thing I don't get is Fernandinho can also create us a white. I can't answer that, Arch. There weren't any surprises from Tuchel or the way Chelsea played or how they lined up. No surprises, and they won for the time in a row. So good, says Dre. Didn't have to play, and it looked like doing it, and Chelsea beat us. Fine. Yeah, look, extend, but he doesn't deserve the money for me. Certainly doesn't deserve a pay rise. I would want to cut in his pay. This time of game, we need a striker. Hard, it could have worked with or without a striker. The manner of the loss and losing to another English team, I really didn't want that. It deflated me. It had taken the gloss off winning a double. Not sure where we go from here in Europe. Not sure we'll get a better chance. Thing is, Carl, I look at it this way. I said, I don't want to get rid of Pep. Okay, because the Champions League is not the be-all and end-all. I still want to win the Premier League more than anything. So if we keep Pep for the next 2 or 3 seasons, whatever, until end of 2023, that's 2 seasons, and he wins us 1 or 2 trophies every season, I'll take that. Okay, hopefully that'll be the Premier League is included in that. If he wins 1 or 2 trophies every season, I will be happy. Okay, but I would still prefer to win the Premier League than the Champions League. Champions League is not everything. Just when you thought overthinking had stopped, look, he didn't overthink in the other games in the recent Champions League: Dortmund, PSG, Mönchengladbach, and in the big one, didn't realise what had worked. Dino showed great leadership skills as well, so we lost defensiveness and also leadership. Most players put in a 5 out of 10. So you better go out and make a statement signing someone who can play ball and gives everything. I agree. Mahrez obviously had a better season than Sterling, but yesterday people gave stick to Sterling when he was better than Mahrez. I agree, but excuse me, you can't. That's on Pep as well, because he saw Mahrez wasn't working. Here's the thing: Mahrez isn't working against Chilwell. Sterling isn't working against James. Swap them. Pep mistake. 60 games he played, 59 with Rodri and Fernandinho final. No, it is bonkers. We were looking to be 1-0 Ikram. Yeah, I said it. We could be 3-0 down at our time. Do you know Bogart, old club? Don't know who they are. No disrespect to Zinchenko, but he shouldn't be first choice. He'll be good for second. I agree, Haj. This game reminded me of the first round versus Liverpool, where the opposition was just turning and running through our midfield. John Ali says, heartbreaking result. I got so emotional that I started crying for cunt. No. I hope I never cry for football. I hope football isn't so self-consuming or all-consuming that I cry for football out of sadness. I can tear up on certain moments, usually of joy, but I don't want to cry out of sadness for football. And I'm glad. I really am glad I didn't. I don't want to cry because we lost a game of football. Because honestly, let's be serious, there are so many more important things in the world than football. I don't want to cry about football. So City fan on TikTok get a tattoo saying City Champions winner. He's daft in it. Hard, you can't expect him to play 60 games and be good. Mendy unfortunately has to go and a replacement is needed. I refuse to blame a single City player for that loss. That bottle job was completely unfair. No, Mr. Roll-Up, see, this is where we differ. I say Pep made some mistakes. I say he made mistakes. I also say Zinchenko didn't follow his man. I also say those 3 players, where none of them went to engage with Mason Mount. So they were making mistakes. See Aguero cry at the end really hit me. Honestly, obviously I was on the way out of the ground then. Foden ironically still caused so much trouble due to his tricky, but it was KDB that was locked partly due to the system. Sad Aguero and Silva last game was a terrible Champions League loss for both of them. I just don't understand how a manager like Pep could get it so wrong, says Chris. Like you said, just follow the formula that other teams used to beat Chelsea. Well, we don't even need to follow that formula. Just make sure they can't easily burst through us. And that, for me, means Fernandinho. Pep can stay, but he keeps effing up. Absolutely, I totally agree. But as I said, if you offer me the next 2 years that Pep will win the Carabao Cup and the Premier League for the next 2 seasons and we won't win the Champions League, I'll take it right now. Honestly, I will take it right now. I agree, Dre, the Champions League shuts up other clubs who come with the plastic argument, but stuff them. Omar Abdurrahman, unpopular opinion, we play better without KDB. I said it when KDB was out the side. I put out a tweet tonight to say the same. I said it to my brother-in-law, who agrees. He's a United fan, okay? Because it doesn't always mean. I said it ages ago. I said when KDB came back, you saw Cancelo drop his form. You saw Gundogan drop because KDB, Cancelo was moving into the spaces KDB might have been in. Okay, so when KDB wasn't there, that gives space for Cancelo to move into when we moved him into midfield, and Gundogan could sneak into the 9 position when needed when KDB wasn't playing. As soon as KDB's back, those 2 players' performances dropped off markedly, so much so that Cancelo looked pretty average, and that got Walker back in the team. So, PFA Player of the Year or whatever that he may be is in KDB. He may be the best player in the league, voted, but he might not be the best player in that system for our team. He took our team backwards. We're a better side than Chelsea in general, but you didn't see any surprise in Tuchel's selection or formation system. If anything, you'd expect him to tweet rather than Pep, but this is Pep. Problem with selling is that he has 2 years of his contract, so now is the time to extend because he'll be much cheaper next year, and we don't want that. But the problem is his wages are undeserved. I'd sell him. Chelsea beat is 3 matches, but still you have to play our best 11 with Fernandinho at CDM and Foden on the left. That's what bothers me the most. Absolutely. Such a shame the goal we conceded was so preventable. We're the worst players on the pitch. Faris, honestly. Edison had a decent game. Walker was all right. Stones, I thought Stones was all right. Diaz was all right. Zinchenko was okay. But for that mistake, Sterling was the worst players. Mahrez offered us nothing. Sterling offered us very little. KDB offered us very little. Those 3. Where you need your attack to be doing the business, they didn't do the business. Bernardo Silva, people said he had a poor game. I thought he did what Bernardo Silva does a lot of running around, holds the ball, pass and move and all that. I have no issues with him. Mendy basically stealing a wage with that 90k weekly wages. We had the Formula versus PSG. They are the marginally better version of Chelsea. Transfers don't matter. The thing is, we have the right players, but our coaching and prepared them for the Champions League occasion and Chelsea style. Ikram says I'll take Champions League and nothing else next season. It's not for me. I'm 50-odd years old. I want the Premier League. Zidane, forget that. No chance. I said before, and people are proving me right, the final will make us forget the achievements we had and the fans have already turned on the players and the manager. That's why I said I take the Premier League. I take the Premier League over everything. So we're obviously upset and down and disappointed about the Champions League, and that's what we're talking about because we just played that game. But I'm not going to quickly forget what we've done because what we've done is marvellous this season as well. You know, we've got to the final of one competition and won it. We won the league. We got to the semi-finals of another competition and got to the finals of another competition. We've got almost the maximum number of games we could have played this season. And I think that's magic. I really do. Dre says, I disagree. KDB must play, but not with Gundogan and Cancelo. KDB was excellent versus Everton and is a fear factor. KDB, Bernardo, and Dino could have been in. Yeah, but Everton were rubbish. Everton was shocking, Dre. They were too wide open. I agree, Dre. KDB played and we beat PSG. I'm just saying, in my opinion, for the games we've seen, not obviously not looking too much at the opposition, but we played a better way when KDB wasn't there. But I'm not saying don't play him. What I'm saying is play Fernandinho and don't play Sterling. I want the Prem title year over year. Just want to that's it, Mr. Roller. That's the way I look at it. I want the Premier League title every year and the Champions League once on in a blue moon. I'll take that. Honestly, I'll take that. But I want the Premier League every year. So people forgetting that we won the Premier League League Cup back in November. Some fans ruled us out of the title, let alone a double. I include myself in that. To the end of the season, Premier League League Cup is great. I was disappointed with KDB, Bernardo, and Mahrez. No impact at all. We need a DM, but the attacking was just awful. I don't mind, Chris, because we only need 1 or 2 chances if our defense, if we're not letting them have an opportunity either. Ikram, we don't need it real soon. It's just a monkey on his back, but I'll take winning the Premier League every year. By losing to Chelsea, we have lost momentum for the next step of growth. I bet Chelsea can't wait for next season, and we will all know, unlike they'll spend again. If they get Kane, they'll be formidable. Bernardo did try to break up play. I didn't do too bad, but his job is to press high. He knows to kind of sign Grealish and relegate Gundogan. No, Man City fan. Even Gabby could have done better than Raz. Gabby either recycles the ball or doesn't lose it. Raz just loses it. One thing that made me happy yesterday was Jesus' performance. Guardiola fault end of no CDM. Pull the centre backs apart. Hi, Akash. Need the drink. Grealish, for me, Man City fan, Grealish is great. He's versatile. He's flexible. Okay? You can play him as an attacking midfielder. I think you can play him on the left. You can play him on the right. And you could even chuck him up as a 9, false 9. No rating tonight, Paris. Might do him tomorrow. Okay? Tonight was, I think, just get stuff off your chest. Because I didn't put a rating show up. I did. It's called the post-mortem. Okay? It's called the post-mortem. And the idea was to get stuff off your chest and discuss it. And then tomorrow we can do the player ratings. Yeah? Because and also gives me a show for tomorrow because the season's done. So I want to keep doing shows. Season's done. Yeah? Maybe I'll try and get Patrick on tomorrow as well. Akash is Pep the main country. Winners open in 10 days' time. Nothing more pathetic than Pep's post-match interviews. But players were bad. Maras nowhere to be seen. Great show. Glad there is a place to vent frustration. So not felt so bad since we blew 2-0. Carl, that was bad. That was a bad one. But there's a few games for me, losing from 2-0 up against Wolves. That was bad. That I felt really, really annoyed. Left back and striker, says Faris. What I'm worried about is now as the players for next season, they will even motivate them or crush them. They were near perfect up to the final. No, I am not Man City fan. But I like to say blood fire. Blood fire, Man City fan. And I can say a few... I've got a few more. I've got some choice language I can use. Because when we were growing up, we were a melting pot of different nationalities and races and religions at school. We had Pakistanis, Indians, and then we'd split them up because you had people from Gujaratis, you'd have Punjabis, you'd have guys from Jamaica in our school. We had a lot of Ukrainians in our school, Poles or Ukrainians in our school as well. Big communities, and then we had a few bits and pieces of everything else, as well. But where I used to live as well, I used to play football a lot with a load of Jamaicans or guys from the West Indies. But it usually was Jamaica. So all sorts of stuff going on and stuff going down with those guys. But I'm not half Jamaican. Otherwise, you'd be sitting here watching me eat rice and peas. Bernardo was invisible. Akash, I don't think you noticed Bernardo most times anyway. What was he saying, Man City fan? Not that I'm not really that interested. I'm just being nice. But screw him. We should have lost 4-0. Chelsea deserved to win, says Akash. Just like Bayern years ago, Chelsea won the Champions League when they were far. Not the best side, absolutely, Dre. But they do what they need to do. I haven't felt this bad since United game. Other games like Spurs, Champions League, Lyon, Wolves was bad. Yeah. They were bad games as well, Ikram. Tottenham have an interest in Gabriel Jesus creating the possible cash. Do it, man. Do it. No, I mean, I don't trust any of those as reliable sources. Winning the Champions League doesn't make a team the best in Europe anymore than winning the FA Cup makes a team the best in England. Absolutely right, Mr. Roll-Up. Omar, I don't think we might sell Jesus. If it gets us Harry Kane, I'll carry Gabriel down on my back if it gets us Harry Kane. Jason, I would prefer Raz to go actually, but I don't think he wants to make that step down to winning now from winning so much. I can't see any of our players that we'd be willing to let go, be willing to play. That's the thing. Who wants to go to a nothing club? Spurs are a nothing club. The way in which James was pressing Sterling, do you think a player like Mbappe could have done better? Akash, Foden would have done better because Foden would have been using his trickery, using his skill, using his technique, using his guile, and then using his pace. Once he's beat the man for skill, then he'll use, for me, use his pace too soon. He's not good enough to beat Reece James. The same way generally he struggled against people like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Good defenders, people with pace, Sterling struggles. No disrespect to Razzie said as well. I'm a big fan of his, but it's business, nothing personal at this point. Going to Tottenham would be a good move for Jesus. He will get more first-team football, better for his career than staying at City. I'm not sure, Mr. Rope. He's not going to win much, and he plays a lot of games at City. A game that killed me was 2-1 versus Newcastle 18-19. A lot of them did it, Faris. Any loss hurts when we shouldn't be losing. Pep told Ferdinand in an interview that he is going to sell players and refresh. You wouldn't say that if he was selling Ake, Mendy. Well, Mendy's gone. Aguero's gone. Mendy should be gone, okay? And if he sells Raz, if he sells Jesus, and we get Kane or Haaland, not complaining. Only player I see going is Mendy, says for us. I'm hoping it's not just Mendy. Tottenham are a Super League club. Pooper League. Aguero's already gone. Fernandinho is going to extend. I think Laporte might go. I'd rather keep him in Salaki. That's true, Carl, but Laporte wants to go to play football. Laporte now knows he is not first choice. He's not second choice. He's third choice. And it doesn't sit well. Garcia is going as well. Absolutely a crowd. Laporte and Jesus straight swap for Kane. Ain't happening. No way Laporte, especially, is going to Spurs. Laporte wants to win stuff. He's going to be looking at going to someone like PSG or another big club. He ain't going to Spurs. He didn't say that he's going to do it. He said that in order to be consistently successful, you need to change faces and refresh. He didn't say it will happen this summer. Jesus won't be playing a lot of games once we sign a new striker this summer. So that's a good point. But obviously, with Aguero going, Jesus might think he's going to get any opportunity. So why would he be looking to leave? I feel like we will struggle to sell Mendy for a decent price. I totally agree, Ikram, but maybe we have to just let him go somehow. Opposition fans saying this was our best chance. It was, Dre. Will it get harder? No, I don't think it will. I think it'll be just as hard every season. It's not an easy thing to win, even if you're the best team. I don't think he gets his place back, Ikram. I've not seen enough from Laporte this season. Here's what I think, Ikram. Laporte does not win his place back. Honestly, I don't see right now. It's a bit early, but I don't see Laporte winning his place back. The only way Laporte gets in that team, excuse me, is if Stones or Diaz lose their place. Laporte doesn't win the place. They have to lose it for Emerick Laporte to have a chance. Walker was the only one showing fight. All others fragile. Mr. Up to Saki, we won't sign. Play 50 games, and Jesus will play on the wing sometimes. We may get to the final in the future, but this was our best chance. Yeah, I think we were better side than Chelsea. It was a good chance to win it. I hope Stones keeps good form. If Laporte goes, I think he played well because of competition. Gabby is versatile and presses, which is why Pep likes him so much. I think having Laporte is better. His passing would have helped. Right, guys. I've got to go as well. Cheers, guys. Thanks for coming on. Nice to have you on. Tomorrow we'll do the player ratings. Cheer up, guys. Cheer up. It's not over till the Fat Lady sings. Fat Lady sang last night. She'll be back next season. And I think we'll do better next season, guys.